Hi, this is Joe again with another review, and sorry I haven't been doing a video for a while because when I have problem with my computer, I've still been missing a code. So I still have a little bit of it in my system. So if you please excuse my lousy voice for this review, um, since baseball season is just around the corner, I'm going to do a baseball movie, a little known one, by the way, called Safe and Home. Which came out in 1962, and it's one of those it's like one of those quote unquote family friendly movies, even though it took place in more innocent times in 1962. And it's about pretty much a kid who's on a little league team in Florida, excuse me, and he said to his friend because there was one kid who was bragging got like autographed pictures of some major leaguers, and he knows uh, some major leaguers who are on the current major league teams at that time, like for '62, and he's bragging that he knows this one and knows that one. And this little kid had opened up his big mouth, says, "Oh, my father and I know Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris." And there's another kid like a bully on the team says, "Oh yeah, but you don't know them. You're just saying that because they got an autograph picture of this guy or that guy." And he says, "No, no, and I could get them here for a banquet, for a little league banquet." And he says, "Oh come on, that's not true." And then meanwhile, um, this kid decides to go to Fort Lauderdale by himself. He has to ride on a truck hauling fish, so he ends up smelling like dead fish, literally. And his cat follows him around because he smells the fish on this kid. And he does happen to somehow make it to Fort Lauderdale. At that time, that's where the Yankees were training at that time. And he ends up meeting Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris. Yes, it is really them. And I think they also did another movie together with Doris Day and Cary Grant, another film. I don't know what it is. And he does happen to meet Mickey Mantle. Like I said earlier, he meets Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris, talks to him, and then he decides to hang out with the Yankees for a little bit and for a couple of practices, and then he lets the word out that hey, I promised uh, my little league team that you'll come and speak at our banquet. And he says, "Oh, cause that we said my father and I were friends, saying that my father and I are friends with yours, and then you were speaking at our banquet." And of course, Mickey Mantle and Maris both chewed him out and said, "Look, you promised something that's not, true." I said, "We can't go because we're busy. We in spring training right now. We're practicing to play the season, and we can't take a day or two off to go to your banquet." And he says, "Please, I promised everybody." I said, "Look, you made promises that you made a promise you couldn't keep because first of all, you didn't know us. To use matters today, you didn't even know us, and you made a promise that you can't keep. You now you have to go back and apologize to your team and to your little league." And then the team, and then Maris is like, "Hey." And then after when the kid does go back, his father came to pick him up because his father found out that he was a fisherman, and he tore his boat, so he's busy running the boat, and so he didn't know what the kid was doing. He didn't even know what the hell the kid even was. Now, of course, today, if this movie was made in 2015 and not 1962, this guy would be brought up on charges of child abandonment, reckless endangerment to a minor, and all this other stuff. Today in 2015. But in 1962, like I said earlier, it was a little more of an innocent times in those days. Not just in society, but also in movies. And then, of course, after this, when the kid was all disappointed, I had to go back and eat crow. And then the team decided, hey, we got back. We don't invite this little league down here uh, for watch a game or two, an exhibition game or two, and hang out with us for a day. So basically, so they contacted the league and they contacted the coach or the kids coach, and invited not only the whole team but the whole little league down there, and they had the banquet in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. That's pretty much how the movie ended. And I didn't even know this movie even existed. That Maris and Mal was even in this particular film. Um, until of course recently when movies, TV was like one of those over the air digital channels where you can see for free. Oh yeah, you don't have to have cable to see this channel. And a year ago was the first real opening day, for last year. They ran a whole bunch of movies, and this movie was one of them. And this year they ran it again, and as a matter of fact, the day doing this video, it's practically on and right at this time of doing this video. And I thought the movie was, it's not the greatest baseball movie in the world. I mean, come on, because it does stretch out the disbelief a little bit, considering the fact that the kid goes down to Florida by himself, and he ends up getting into the ballpark, the Fort Lauderdale Stadium where the Yankees are, gets into the hotel, and where the Yankees stay, gets up into Maris and Mal's room. I mean, totally, you have to abandon sensibilities a little bit while watching this film. But other than that, it is a cute family film. It's one of the few baseball movies that was made that the whole family could enjoy and watch, compared to later baseball films where you have a lot of cursing and a lot of sex in it, like Bull Durham, for example, and movies that kids cannot watch. And this is, I think it was like one of the first. It's not the first baseball film, but it's one of the early baseball films that are aimed at kids. I think the very first one I could think of was the original Angels in the Outfield, which they previously did a review on. This one, of course, you have Bad News Bears, which films which had a lot of cursing, which I did a review of the whole series. And of course, in the 90s, or the early 90s, when you had a lot of other baseball films that were aimed at kids, especially around the time that they had the baseball strike, or the 94 strike, you had a lot of films aimed at kids then. But this one was back in the 60s, we didn't have a whole lot of film. At that particular time, baseball movies were kind of generic in a way. Either a film that's based on a real person, or like the original Angels in the Outfield movie, 1951, about an underdog team that wins the pennant at the end of the movie. That was basically the majority of the baseball movies, or any sports film. Any sport you can think of, you have movies like that. And it's either based on a real person or a real event, or a fictional story about an underdog team that ends up winning the championship, or wins a fight, like the Rocky movies, for example, wins a championship fight at the end of the movie, or wins a championship, or whatever the case may be. Or a real life story where a player out of nowhere, an underdog player who's undersized, or like Moody is in football, or some of these other films where a guy comes out of nowhere and wins a championship, or wins a big game or something like that. But not Safe at Home. Safe at Home is just a story. And the one thing they do like about it, knowing, like I said earlier, you do have the real Mickey Mouse and Roger Maris in this film, but you also have William Frawley in this film. Those of you who don't know who he is, he played Fred Mertz in the original I Love Lucy television series, playing a coach. And I'm thinking, didn't this guy ever have any hair? Seriously. This guy has absolutely no hair. I never seen him in anything with hair on his head. Never. He's always bald. But he was also very good at playing like a tough old, grouchy old coach, baseball coach. But towards the end of the film, he does like the kid by the end of this movie. But he gave the kid a hard time. So what are you doing here? What's the kid kick the kid out? And Riley saw it because the kid had absolutely no business being there at all. But like I said earlier, this movie is not. It's like a harmless movie. Um, Except of course it's one of those many movie baseball films that had to do with the Yankees. That's just once. I'd like to see him do a movie with the Mets. And not a sparingly favorite like you had in the movie Rookie of the Year where the Mets were the bad team and the bad rivals to the Cubs. Um, in that one. Which I think I explained in that review. But that's just once. I'd like to see a baseball movie done on the Mets for a change. Not the Red Sox, not the Yankees, because I'm tired of that stuff. I said, come on, we're doing a movie about the Mets for God's sake. So that's my review of Safe at Home. We're not doing a short review for a Switch. This is a nice change. Please click on the video, please rate it. Please subscribe to my channel. Please forward this video onto your Facebook pages, and also you can check out my some of my older reviews. Not only on my YouTube channel, but also on rowdyc.com. That's ROWDY, the letter C.com. So you check out some of my other videos on there. And this week, the Rowdy Reviewer posted my Bill Durham review this week. So you can check it out on rowdyc.com as well as on my YouTube channel. And also you can check out Rowdy's content, particularly his TV trash videos, which he does a great job on, and his wrestling mark videos, which are also terrific. Check out his stuff as well as the other content on his website, as well as some of my older reviews. Thanks for watching, and catch you next time.